All right, young scholars, throughout the month of March, we've covered JavaScript. And we will end the month of March with some more JavaScript, this time covering a number of different things, primarily charts, that JavaScript allows us to accomplish. So this week, we'll touch on this at the end of the slide again. You'll be required to complete a JavaScript assignment, combining your skills with CSS, the on-click we've covered multiple times, and your JS or JavaScript skills to create an HTML file called popup.html, which allows you to click an on-click and will click open another website, specifically, hopefully, one of your favorites. So one thing we can do with JavaScript is create scatter plots. You can use JavaScript within your HTML code to create various different types of charts rather than, let's say, import it from Word or import it from Excel or PowerPoint, etc. One of them is scatter plots. If you were to copy all of this code into your WYSIWYG, you'd see a scatter plot created using HTML and JavaScript. Similarly, you can do the same thing for line graphs. If you were to copy this code into your WYSIWYG, you would see a line graph created. Here on slide 4, the code to combine a scatter and line graph, if you click the Notes tab there, will open below. You can copy, but here is a visual of how the JavaScript would create your graphs. First your line graph, then your scatter plot next. JavaScript also allows us to create vertical bar charts and horizontal bar charts. So vertical, up and down, horizontal, left to right along the horizon. I've chosen to show you how the specific JavaScript pie charts would look because I tend to prefer eating pie. So if you were to copy that code into your WYSIWYG and click the Run button, you'll see here worldwide production, Italy, France, Spain, US, Argentina, and the pie chart with all the percentages added. That's because we've created it here. Our construct X array is what the plots are, in this case, countries. The Y array is our percentages. And then our construct layout gives us our title here. And then the plotly.newPlot plots that information out. You're also able to do the same thing with the donut charts. Donut charts would give you simply a donut, a little hole in the middle, as opposed to the pie, which gives you the whole piece. The donut is just the outer piece with a little hole in the middle there, like you would see on a donut. You can also use JavaScript code here to create more advanced scatter plots, if you so choose, as well as using it to create more advanced line graphs. But another cool example I want to show you is bubble plots, which if you were to copy that code into your WYSIWYG, you notice all of the symbols are created using the construct trace. We have different colors set up, different sizes. So bubble plots allow us to have different objects plotted in any random spot we want, hence the idea that it's quote unquote bubbles. They just kind of pop up wherever we put them. Just like when you blow a bubble, you're not exactly sure where it goes. And then our last example also has the code in the notes section. If you were to copy that into your WYSIWYG, allows us to create multi-line graphs using JavaScript. So say you wanted to compare two line graphs, you would utilize this code. So for your 2 participation points for 325 here, you're going to go ahead and copy and paste the code from one of these charts. Maybe make some changes if you so choose. Run it in your WYSIWYG, see what it looks like, make sure that it runs and looks correct, and then send that in for you 2 participation points. The rest of the slides focus on what I find interesting with JavaScript that I can do. So one of them includes the output drop-down list options, which I've copied all of this code into the WYSIWYG to show you how it looks. You see here we've selected apple, orange, pineapple, and banana. We have a button here, Get Options, to output all of our options. And you see that on the button there. Above here, we have function Get Options, where we've created our for loop, which allows us to go through all these different options. So if I select pineapple and click Output All Options, it simply outputs all options. I could create another button if I so chose, that instead of Get Options, would output whatever fruit you selected. But again, I just wanted to show you a specific dropdown and how it would work with JavaScript compared to how it looks with CSS. So last but not least, we're going to utilize our minds to refer back to other classes where I've touched on onClick. So we create a function that's triggered whenever you click a button. So in this instance, when we click something, we're going to input the text "Hello World" onto a website. In this next instance, we're now doing it on a double click. You can also use quote unquote on clicks for on loads. So you can create a function that loads a web page. All right, the page is loaded as soon as it loads the page. So you've technically clicked into your browser. If this is running in the background, the page loads. Same thing with an image. However, whereas here you did not have to specify what your web page is that you're loading, with the image, you have to specify where the web page, where the image is. It doesn't know what image to load if you don't tell it. So again, with the page onload, it's just going to onload a page based on the my function. Whereas with an image, the load image has to refer back to whatever the specific actual image is that's being loaded. So for homework, the JavaScript assignment requires you to combine your skills from CSS, the onClick, we also just covered that, to create a file called popup.html that when you click an onClick, it will open your favorite website as a pop-up. And as always, if you have any questions regarding any of this, you're more than welcome to go ahead and email me. Once we get through our JavaScript, we are going to jump into what everybody's waiting for, which is setting up our own personal/professional website starting in April.